Hello Capricorn, my name is Paul and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that High Priestess. Very nice. Very intuitive energy about you right now. I think you're really kind of tapping into your sixth sense, right? You may even notice that there are some kind of strange phenomena going on whenever you're around, right? It might just be little, I don't know, kind of some telekinetic events or lights flickering or things moving, things being in a different place than they should. Because I feel that there's really a strong, kind of a strong magnetism with you right now, right? Let's put it into some context. Yeah, there's that. There's the Emperor and Ace of Swords and the Fool. Ooh. Good water energy, good earth energy. You've got basically all the best cards here. All the best cards. Even the Hanged Man. I feel like the Hanged Man is a really good omen right now. Right? It's kind of you immersing yourself in something. Like having the confidence to just dive in. Diving into something. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is going to be a fun reading. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we randomly select. We'll put Mr. Ed, our little horse, right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, so don't even ask, okay? Hopefully it'll tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading, but we're doing something a little different. This channel is a little more interactive. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling, a little tickle of what that card is, I want you to put it into the comment section. Type it out, right? I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, collectively tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning this card together, okay? And I think over time, we'll find that we start getting a little bit more accurate, okay? It's just a little exercise for us all here. Since you're here anyway, we might as well put you to work, right? But first, we have major, 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 major. A lot of major arcana. Spirit is definitely in the building. This is a big moment for you, a lot of big energy in your life. I feel like we're getting a sense of direction, right? I feel like we're very focused right now, right? We don't have any overt fire energy. This Emperor really takes all of the fire that we need. This is all the fire that we need right now, right? Creativity, leadership, confidence. We've got some very good water energy, right? We've got a 2. We've got we're focused on love, focused on connection, right? And then, boom, 9 and a 10. We're manifesting it. And I think the 9 and the 10 are kind of exchanging. It's like you have, you have a 9 and a 10. We're kind of pouring one from here over here. This becomes a 10. This becomes, so we keep exchanging the water, right? Making a 9, making a 10, pouring it out, pouring it back in. So this is a really good relationship with the environment. Right? This is us really getting a lot of love and joy and pleasure, but I think also like an intuitive, spiritual kind of understanding from our environment, from the universe, the world around us, other people. So let's start with the High Priestess. I think that there are a lot of strong messages coming through, especially when we take it with the Emperor. A good emperor is one that can use the intuition, right? Even though you have all the logic, all the advisors in the world, right? still got to trust your gut sometimes. Yeah. So I think really, there's not a lot of earth energy here. There's not really a lot of air either. We have all this water, got a little bit of air, a little bit of earth. I feel like we're shifting our priorities away from practical affairs, right? And it could be that we have been very focused on practical things, success, our kind of daily life, right? Our routines, our structure, I feel like we are reprioritizing. I feel like maybe we've been in this emperor mode where we've been all business, And it kind of feels like it's filling up our plate too much, where there's not enough room for other things, other fulfilling things, right? And we're kind of overworked. We're focused too much on the practical stuff. So it could be that's what all this psychic activity is about. That's what all this kind of maybe paranormal stuff. I think there's some strange things going on in your life. And if you think about it, you might be able to come up with an example or two of just something kind of weird that's happened lately. Or a weird kind of vibe that the world seems to have right now. You can hear my daughter up there. She's confirming all of this. My wife's up there to comfort her. I don't know what she's going on about. I think she's just doing that because she knows that I'm filming. And sometimes she tries to sound the alarm like it's time for me to be done with work for the day. So anyway, the High Priestess energy, it's kind of like that, right? It's kind of like this alarm that you hear, this kind of, I almost wish we'd have like a judgment card to hear something, which is really an alarm clock, right? Really a big trumpet in your face trying to get your attention. This is a little more subtle, right? This is just like something kind of being out of place. And it may take you a minute to notice it, but then you say, hey, wait, I didn't put this here. Why is that over there? It's just trying to bring your attention to something. And I think it has a lot to do with other aspects of your being that want to get out and play. We've got the Fool energy back here, right? The Fool is kind of has sent the High Priestess over to the Emperor to say, hey, can we do something else now, please? Can we focus on some other, some other enjoyment, some other pleasures, right? That's what we have with the water energy. We're kind of going into this water direction. Right? And the Fool is very, very kind of carefree. The Fool really doesn't, it's that part of our spirit that really doesn't care what the Emperor is doing, doesn't have any interest in these kinds of, doesn't care how the empire is run, right? Doesn't care about the kingdom at all, just wants to go wandering, exploring, having fun, and getting into trouble, enjoying things, stumbling around, just being free, being the wanderer. Very different energy than the Emperor. The Emperor is very focused, has their own kind of capital building, and stays there and administers the realm. The Fool has no home, has no realm. The world is its realm, right? And every time we get a Fool card on this channel, we're going to do an Jing card. I know how much everybody loves these. I love them too. So we have our Fool, means we have to get some advice from the Jing, the classic of changes. And hopefully this will give us some perspective on that Fool energy, what that Fool might want, and how we can allow that Fool some expression, not too much, right? We don't want to replace the Emperor with the Fool. We're not going to it's like that, what is that they used to do one day a year? Everybody would swap roles. The jester would be put on the throne and is king for a day kind of thing. It feels kind of like that. That's not what we're really trying to do. I don't think we're trying to just have one day where it's like a day off. You just get to go do whatever you want. No, we're trying to incorporate something like that on an ongoing basis, right? We're trying to rebalance our spiritual portfolio. So it's not so much emperor all the time. We're trying to have a little bit more fool, but we're not trying to usurp the throne. I hope that makes sense. Jing card. 62, small exceeding, right? It's an incorporation. It's not an overthrow, right? Small exceeding. Creating success, constancy bears fruit. We're not trying to disrupt everything. We don't have a tower here. So it's 62, right? Small exceeding. So let's look at that. It says constancy bears fruit. Allows small works, does not allow great works, right? It's the emperor kind of says, okay, we can add in a little bit more free time during the day, but don't think that you're going to overpower that emperor, right? It's still got to stick to our practical affairs, still have to prioritize and take care of business, but we can add in a little bit of that. A bird in flight leaves its call. Going higher is not fitting. Coming down is fitting. Great good fortune. Very auspicious, these three together. And I see the high priestess as kind of mitigating between the two, mediating, if you will. Learning the proper increase, the proper balance. It's kind of a, with the high priestess, it's a waxing and a waning. This is a lunar energy. So there's the idea of kind of waxing and waning, and where do we find the balance? It doesn't have to be a hard and fast balance or rule. It's not the justice or a adjustment card. It's not a very distinct line in the sand. It's kind of a shifting boundary. It's permeable, right? It's a blending of these energies. Okay. So it's not fitting to go higher. It's not fitting for the fool to just go completely crazy and just become a vagabond and just wander forever. The fool needs to kind of come down and get a little bit of direction, right? Little bit of direction. And thankfully we have some very more unified cards. We have an Ace of Swords, we have the Two of Cups here. So these are closer to source, right? So these have kind of come down a little bit, closer to the original purpose of everything. Now there's more text. Taking small steps, you are going beyond boundaries and structures, still paying close attention to them, right? So we're implementing small changes, right? We're incorporating a little bit more of this fool energy. We're going beyond some of the existing boundaries and structures, but we're still paying close attention to those boundaries. We're responding, we're adjusting, it's a blend, right? This is a creative way to engage with the world. The call of the bird in flight reminds you not to go against your nature and overreach yourself. Scaling down your aspirations brings you blessings. What small things can you do to meet the needs of the situation? How can you take even more care? So this is about small ways that we can incorporate more of this other side, a more intuitive, spiritual, more artistic kind of energy into our kind of daily emperor life, right? So up above we have a Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups talks about what we're exchanging this energy with. What are we connecting with that has this, right? And I think we need clear thought, clear expression, right? An Ace of Swords, and that's why the Ace of Swords is right here underneath everything. We have a Two of Cups up top. This is what we are choosing to unite with. This is what we want to exchange our kind of creative, intuitive, spiritual love energy with. And this is the discernment to know that we have to kind of pick and choose, because we can't just completely usurp the throne. We've got to incorporate, we have to take small steps, right? So let's prioritize. Let's be very clear with what we want. and how we want to incorporate this, right? So we're making good decisions on what we're choosing to unite with, how we're choosing to incorporate a little bit more of this Fool, a little bit more of this intuition. You know, and I don't know if this maybe you're very focused on work, and this is the idea of bringing in some more self-care, some more relaxation. That's kind of a theme for Capricorn, I think. Being kind of overworked, needing to take some time for yourself to explore your spirituality, explore your creativity, explore your Fool a little bit. Let yourself wander within reasonable limits, right? Small exceeding, not great exceeding. So I think we need to be very clear and very discerning in how we incorporate that, right? And doing that, I think, leads us to this Nine of Cups, leads us to this happy exchange with the environment around us, the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups, kind of pouring that cup back and forth, right? Which is what we're aspiring to. We want to find things with which we can, we can have kind of two cups, and we can just pour the love back and forth, right? That's kind of what we're looking for, that kind of an exchange. And here we see it in practice. This is a 9 and a 10. It's further down the tree of life, right? It's closer to manifestation. It is manifestation with the 10, right? It's the completion of this water energy that originally is just kind of our aspiration. This is what we want. And this is us doing that, having that exchange with the environment. Okay? So this is taking more pleasure in the things we do. This is finding more things that we take pleasure in doing. Taking a spa day, taking a trip to the woods, go on a little hermit adventure, a little Fool adventure once in a while. Schedule some time in for yourself, basically, right? We're still staying within the confines of our kingdom, of our business, of our responsibilities, but we're making sure that we budget our time and our energy for this self-care, for this kind of artistic exchange, creative exchange, this love, affection, beauty, joy, right? All of these watery kind of things. And it's what Spirit has been trying to tell you through some of these maybe weird synchronicities, these dreams, these messages, this, what I would almost call like a kind of a supernatural phenomena, right? And I would bet that you've experienced something, no matter how small, something that just seemed odd. And it's the higher dimensions really trying to kind of peek into this realm and get your attention. Okay? So I think it has more than just taking self-care days and like taking days off and stuff. I think it's more about following your spiritual aspirations too. Learning to incorporate this pure spiritual energy into this more rigid, daily structured business kind of life. Okay? So to me, it has a spiritual emphasis more than a self-care, but the self-care part is also there. Okay? All right, so the Six of Pentacles down below, this is the ideal. All right, this is the moon in Taurus. This is how do we create our environment? Well, this is you. This is you taking the intuition from this lunar energy and incorporating it into your daily life. Now we have this perfectly harmonious life. Every aspect of our being, every responsibility we have is in perfect alignment, perfect balance. Everything is getting the attention that it needs. Right? Our finances, our physical health, our spiritual health, our family, our friends, all of that stuff. Our creative outlets, our hobbies, everything is in perfect balance, right? And that creates such a magnificence, such a beauty of your life. And this card is in the position of your general energy. So this is you. This is kind of like a little teaser. It's saying, hey, look, you can have this kind of perfect magnificence, this perfect radiance. We just got to take a little bit of lesson from the Jing, listen to the intuitive messages, and start incorporating some of this stuff. And we can have this really beautiful and harmonious life. Okay. Now, I don't feel any kind of resistance from you. I don't feel like there's any kind of debate here. I don't sense you arguing with me, right? I feel like with this Ace of Swords, you're probably shaking your head, thinking, yeah, I know, I do, I need to do that, but how? How, or I don't know, what if, right? We've got this moon energy here. Well, the priestess is the full moon. This is the message coming through to you. And this is, let's say, new moon. This is us not really being able to see how to move forward with it, right? We want that magnificence, right? That sun that's underneath. We want that new life to arise. We want the sun to come up over the horizon, but we're just not sure. This card's in the position of what we don't want. We don't want uncertainty. We don't want instability. We don't want to feel like we're headed into a dark wilderness with no light, with no torch. So we've got the Emperor. This is our only fire, and they're busy. So moving into this new realm, it's like we don't have, it's like the moon even has abandoned us, right? It's even now, Spirit has given you the message, and then Spirit withdraws and says, you've got to make this sunrise. You've got to light the way yourself, right? And this is kind of the test. This is why the moon card usually indicates a very big change on the horizon. Because if you can do this, it is a really, really big deal, right? It's a really, really big deal because Spirit has withdrawn. Spirit has kind of turned you and pointed, and then Spirit withdraws. Now it's up to you. So if you do this, it's because of your own muster, right? It's from your own will. You have to be the torch. You have to light the way. And it's dark on purpose, right? Even the moon has closed her eye. You've got to shine. You've got to become that sun. You've got to awaken to your true nature of being that sun and illumine the future. Everywhere the sun goes, perfectly illumined, right? As soon as you step into this, you'll see everything. But it's about walking over that threshold. It's about taking that step. And you know, I usually reserve the divine doors. These are some kind of, I don't know, affirmation cards. I thought that I would reserve these cards only to use when we get the Eon or Judgment card, which is that kind of, you know, the doorway card that I always talk about. But I feel like this moon is also a doorway. So I feel like we need to do the Divine Doors affirmation card anytime we get a moon card or an Eon Judgment card. Okay, and I haven't used these cards really before, so I don't know what we're going to experience. I don't know what the message is going to be. Well, it says a Three of Cups. I don't know, maybe they're related to the tarot. Three of Cups. This is a very fine doorway. Look at that doorway. That makes it a little bit, I realized that I wasn't quite showing the card the right way. There you go. That's a beautiful doorway. This kind of, this makes it a lot more inviting, right? See, now we can see, now the sun is shining, we can see what is in that energy there. We can see the wilderness, but imagine that at night. Yeah. Imagine that at night. It would be maybe a little frightening. It says Three of Cups, a toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. 3 cups in happiness, 3 cheers are done. Celebration is near, right? So this is kind of the encouragement that on the other side of this doorway, of this moon energy, this uncertainty, it's dark now. Once you get over there, it's like your happiness is waiting for you. It's going to be a time for celebration. Right? You're going to be very happy once you get over there. The sun, that is you, will arise and you'll see. You'll see everything. And the celebration that's waiting for you really is this Two of Cups being realized in your environment with the exchange, right? Pouring the cup from one side to the other. So this is the big obstacle here, and that's why this card is in the position of our obstacles, right? I like the divine doors. Three of Cups. And on the other side, of course, we have the Hanged Man. And this is fully immersing ourselves in this, right? In this new approach to life, this new attitude, right? It is, it's a refocusing, right? And it's a shifting of our priorities. It's getting a different perspective now, right? We're not usurping that emperor. The emperor is still over here. See, he's still here. Still doing all of that good work. Still doing what they got to do. But we're embracing this new way of living. A new way of kind of getting everything we need. You know? And this is the end. This is the end of it. And it's kind of like we have to be willing to do this. And I almost feel like it has to be a hanged man. Because there's really no other choice, right? There's really no other choice. I think we're clear on what we need to do. We've got this ace. And now now maybe this card's about making the sacrifices, right? What do we have to let go of? What do we have to sacrifice in order to make room for this very important part of ourselves to find expression, right? Maybe this is part of this moon energy, the fear of going through this doorway, because maybe we're not sure what we're going to have to let go of in order to make room, right? So there has to be a strategy involved. Let's look at the mystery card now. Maybe that'll give us a clue as to the strategy. Let me know what you think about the divine doors. My wife over at Ula Tea Leaf Reading, she gave me these. She uses the same deck on her channel. And I like this so far. I think maybe they're a little small, but I like the images. I think it's very appropriate in this case, because that's the celebration. That's what we're looking for, right? We want that exchange. We want that kind of spiritual connection, that love energy. That's what we've been talking about. So to get the Three of Cups as the divine door, I think is very poignant. Let's look at the mystery card now. This is the point of the reading where I will ask you to try to connect with everything we got going on here. And let's see if we can raise our vibrations, discern this mystery card. What do we think it's going to be? Oh, gosh. Go ahead and pause the video if you want. I'm going to throw a couple ideas out there, what I think that it could be. I'm thinking Six of Cups right away. Because of the nature of the water energy, because we want this perfectly ordered, very harmonious and magnificent life. And I think with the Three of Cups, with this celebration, we need to kind of incorporate that into the Six of Pentacles. So maybe we need a Six of Cups to kind of go with it. But maybe an Ace of Cups? No, not an Ace of Cups. Not an Ace of Cups. I'm going to stick with my final answer, Six of Cups. Now put your answers in the comment section, because here we go. No. I usually don't guess the court cards. But here is a King of Swords. Interesting. King of Swords. This is air and air. This is double air. Okay, it's fixed air. So I kind of feel like this is maybe, this is us realizing the truth, having the clarity within us, and now we're making clear decisions out in the world, right? So we need a little bit of that emperor energy, right? Kind of the authority, the decision maker, the confidence. I think this is us being very confident in our decision, in our communications, right? Not only with ourselves, being honest with what we need, but being honest with life, with the environment, with others, saying, no, sorry, I can't stay late tonight because I have other things that I need to do. And not all the time, right? I'm not saying that we just need to forget about our jobs and focus on our spiritual work. It would be nice if we could, right? We need to find that harmony, that balance. But we have to be capable of asserting ourselves and being confident in our communications to say, I'm sorry, I'm busy that day. Right? That's the day that I spend with my family, spend in this Three of Cups celebration. The day that we cook our dinner, we have our Sunday dinners here, you know. Or it's the day that you focus on your kind of spiritual housekeeping kind of stuff. But we need this confidence. We need the ability to communicate effectively, right? So I think it's very important that we get a little bit more air energy because, again, there's really no air energy here. We've got some communication with the High Priestess. We have a little bit of air with the Fool, but that's kind of a different kind of air. So now it's like we're taking this Ace of Swords and we're ready to face the world with it. Right? So I think this is very, very important. And now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. I'm going to go check in with my daughter and let her know that Daddy is almost done with work. We're going to go to the zoo today, and she's getting a little impatient. She wants us to hurry up and get out the door. But we are going to do our extended and new readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday. Just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one, okay? I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. I know they've been getting longer and longer lately. I appreciate you sticking around. It's actually good for the algorithm. That's good for the channel. I appreciate that, okay? Capricorn, I want you to remember that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.